everyone, Leanne here from Jada Blossom, and it is time for the July 2024 release hop. Hey, so I'm using Jada Blossom's brand new Gnome Dies Medical Add-ons. I'm using their Girl Gnome dies, along with their Fancy Topper die, the Candy Wrap dies, the Dainty Topper dies, and the Scrub Life stamp set and outline dies. Those are brand new too. I'm using the Happy Healing 6-inch pad from Doodlebug, Doodlebug's Gingham Linen, their Candy Stripe and Sprinkles, along with the P13 stamping pad skin tones, and odds and ends from the Happy Healing Doodlebug line. And I did put these gnomes together on the Gnome Dies Medical Add-ons assembly video, so check that out. So first I'm going to make an A2 sized square card. So that's 4.25 by 4.25 inches. And I'm going to add a strip of this paper from Doodlebug's Happy Healing to the inside. I believe it's close to a little under an inch. It was kind of left over from when I was cutting paper up. And that's my adhesive eraser there, which is your friend. There we go. And I'm going to add a piece of paper to the front that is cut 1/8 of an inch smaller. So it's cut at 4 1/8 inches square. And I'm going to add that to my card front. There we go. So it has the medical icons all over it from Doodlebug. There we go. And on the inside, I'm going to add this little syringe. And that was, from the odds and ends. Got to clear out that little nozzle. That was cut from the grabbed from the odds and ends pack, the Happy Healing from Doodlebug. There we go. I try to match these to what's going on in the outside of my card. Next, I'm going to use this Dainty Topper die, which I cut from paper from that 6-inch Happy Healing pad from Doodlebug. So I'm adding the layer, covering up the handle and everything. Remember, these toppers can be used as little card nesting spots for your images, right? Of course, I've got to get it straight and even. That would help. There we go. And then I'm going to add this to the front of my card. This is going to be a spot for my little gnome. And I'll add that with HEG tape to the front. Okay, so next I'm going to add my little gnome nurse as well. I did use the Gnome Dies hair add-ons for this one as well, for that curly hair, right? And adding her to my card. Remember, everything is always listed on my blog, what I use for, everything. There we go. And I'm going to use the Sentiment Nurses Call the Shots in the upper right-hand corner. I will add some paper to that one, just to keep things as level as I can get it. There we are, using my reverse tweezers, as I said. So it says Nurses Call the Shots. And then she will, of course, be holding a syringe herself, because that just makes sense, right? And I'm going to stick that down with some HEG tape again. Isn't that fun? And I'm pulling out my Shape Sprinkles and Heart Attack, and I'm going to add a few of these to my card front. I'm going to use the yellow ones. So I'm going to add 2 in the lower right, and then 3, 2 in the lower right, and then 3 in the upper left. Just for fun, visual triangles, like I said, odd numbers, all those things. So isn't she cute? And it was really simple, right? Next, I'm going to put together an A2 sized card. And I'm adding a 1-inch strip to the inside of this one as well, of that same paper. There we go. That's from Doodlebug, the Happy Healing. And I'll trim off the overhang with a pair of scissors. And next I'm going to add a big doctor's bag on the inside of this one, just to make it, I try to match what's on the inside to the outside of each card. So my doctor will be holding his doctor's bag or her doctor bag on the outside. And I will trim that off. And there we go. Next, I'm going to add paper from that same 6-inch Happy Healing pad from Doodlebug. To the outside, this is cut 1/8 of an inch smaller than an A2 size card front. So I'll add that to my card front, trying to get things even. There we go. And now I'm going to use this fancy topper die. So I'm going to add, so all these were cut from that same Happy Healing pad. And I'm going to add the layers to either side. Normally you fold these over the top of a little treat bag, but I'm using this as a little spot, a nesting spot for my image. So I'm just going to add these two to my fancy topper die, and then I'm going to cut it in half because I want this to stretch the whole length of the card. So I'm just going to add these, trying to get these even, or as even as I can get them. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. In the center of the bottom of that A2 size card. There we go. And then I cut out the candy wrapper die twice out of pattern paper from that same 6-inch pad. And I'm going to overlap these. So these are going to hide the space. And then they will overlap behind my doctor. So you won't notice that there's two of them. You'll just see that continue right through my whole card, you know, from one side to the other. Excuse me. There we go. And I will cut it in the center because that will be hidden by the doctor. And here's my little doctor. My daughter is a doctor, actually, and she's in her 4th year of residency. In Alberta, Canada. She's going into the specialty of internal medicine. So she's an internal medicine resident. There we go. And my son is actually a nurse in our local hospital. So next I'm going to add my doctor's Gnome Best. And I'm going to use a little bit of Papertrey cardstock on the back of my sentiment just to pop it up a little bit because it will be overlapping the hat. And the hat does have some layers there. So, you know, just to keep the thickness as level as I can get it. Using my Bearly Art glue and my reverse tweezers. And there we go. So it says Doctor's Gnome Best. And next I'm going to add her little arms on, just so it looks like she's holding the bag. This doesn't have to be perfect. It's just so it doesn't look weird that they're holding the bag and there's no arms, right? As long as it's in front of them, you can get away with that. But when something's like bigger like this, it kind of looks weird. So you want to have the arms. There we go. Now, I did also use the Gnome Dies leg add-ons for her little legs. I don't know if I mentioned that or showed it. And there, isn't that cute? And there she's holding her big doctor's bag. And now I'm pulling out my Jelly Roll pen from Sakura number 10. And I'm going to add a few little highlights to this medical bag because why not, right? And there you have it. Super cute. Now I'm pulling out these shape sprinkles, the ones that are called Heart Attack again. And I'm going to add some of these to my card front. You know, like I always say, visual triangles, odd numbers. So I'm going to put them in the upper right and the lower left. And we will call that done. So there we go. And there's my other one. I'm going to add some highlights to this little syringe as well, because why not, right? And there we go. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jada Blossom blog, be inspired by the team, the Jada Blossom store to get your hands on these amazing products. And thanks as always for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Make sure you check out my release and review too that went up as well. So thank you, and we will see you soon. Bye, everybody.